far since 2017. I can't even remember when Bitcoin was launched. I can't remember when Ethereum was launched, but I can remember when Pulsechain was launched, and I really wish some of this stuff would come over. But the problem is, if someone in the Pulsechain community made this, I may be frustrated, like, because I feel like they would have rugged me anyway. Not rugged me, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel there was that huge community going into Pulsechain, which is unfortunate, like I said, because I'm still, as you can tell by the hat, a hex skin. Like, even though that means basically nothing right now, because we now have all sorts of shit on Pulsechain, and what we don't have is, although there's another game over on Pulsechain, but in the game theme. So I had a look around on crypto. I thought, well, okay, please be Pulsechain or Hex or PulseX listed on Binance. I don't know how Hex would go listing on Binance, you know, but I did see the top one. And I'm like, so while we've been in this little echo chamber in over on Pulsechain, while we waited for 2 years and people lost their money and sacrificed, and then have the reason that I mean, like 20 different minds right now, and I think I need to speak to all of them, but I'll won't speak on a few. Basically, I haven't used crypto for a long time. Well, a fairly long time. Been doing some DCA-ins in my own little bubble, ecosphere, right? Which is fine, everything worked. I went to do something outside of that sphere. For whatever reason, I don't know if there's an issue with something to do with some shit I don't understand, making some things not work. But I didn't think that would affect Pulsechain. But for some reason, some things I could do, others couldn't. They have issues, but some things I tried to do, I had a dropped transaction. I've never had a dropped transaction ever on Ethereum, or Binance, or otherwise, any other chain. And it kind of rubbed me really the wrong way, because it's the end of financial year here in Australia. It's the first day of a new financial year. Looking to have a good start, right? So I'm going through, doing some transactions, and I get this like weird, everything was real buggy. And I'm like, okay, maybe it was just my laptop. I got rid of that laptop about 24 hours later, and I could not do anything. I tried refreshing, nuance, reinstalling, all this shit, everything, nothing. So I finally got a new laptop. Actually, I can write it. It's not even worth telling you the steps that I had to go through to get this shit to work, because it should have just worked, right? It's really frustrating when the shit doesn't work. Now, I think maybe that's why people are getting bored of that particular game, and they're moving on to build other things on top of Pulsechain. But I haven't played with them, so I'm hoping over those guys, they're doing okay. Like, because what I was experiencing was not good, because I'm envisioning, right, me helping a friend out and them calling me going, so what the fuck is going on? Oh, sorry, I should swear. What is going on? Nothing's working. I've tried all this stuff and nothing's working, and I've tried all this other stuff and nothing's working, and I've tried all this other stuff and nothing's working. And then when I finally get it to the bank account, it takes like 2 seconds to transfer over. And I'm thinking, okay, how the experience might be for someone else. I'm thinking, this is not good. This is not good footings to be on. You know, this is not good, you know. I can still see it going up and all that shit, right? Because why would you talk bad about your own bags unless you think they're not as good, honestly, as everyone else does? Which is, I kind of think, is what's taking place over on Pulsechain. Everyone's been brainwashed. They can no longer think for themselves. Now all of a sudden people are going to be like all over the upcoming 2024 election within the Twitter or community. I'm not sure. Maybe not. I could be reading it wrong. Don't get me wrong, there's people that are real good and know their stuff in the Hexkin ecosphere, which is fine, right? But then I'm not so sure that's rolling over to the Pulsechain side. Like, I don't know if it's something to do with the validators not keeping their shit up to date. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Luckily, I don't. All I know is that when it doesn't work, it's frustrating, and I maybe that could be an issue there. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the design. Maybe it's that, like, when, you know, when something goes wrong here in the system, maybe you call it software. I don't know. Why is that? Maybe you want to identify why that is. I guess you could say, well, you build it, you fix it. I don't know how to do this, right? All right. So I should be grateful that it works, I guess is the saying. But don't look around and go, okay, I'm going to put the Hex hat down just for a little bit. Put the Pulsechain hat down. Get back to business basics. Have a look at some PulseX. And now I can understand why some other things have been created that aren't purely the core tokens, because it appears the core tokens wrongfully, rightfully, or have been left. We've been left, people. There's no backup coming. We are the you know, we are the this is it. We are the community. We are the community you got. we are the community that you deserve, right? Maybe not the one you want. So it's just mind-boggling to see this other cool stuff appearing on, not on Pulsechain. Now we saw some other stuff being built, but whether or not they design, anyway, someone wants to fork this, if they can, I don't know. If the builders of this would bring this over, imagine if this was being listed on something like Pulsechain. Imagine if Pulsechain got listed on here, and then there was a bridge, and then there was like, oh, we've decided to dual deploy on Binance and Pulsechain. That would be really good adoption for the chain. I'm just not seeing it, people. And you can say, yeah, there's all this like legally stuff, XYZ. Okay, cool. We've heard other tokens be under similar situations and they can still pump, right? So what excuse is it? Is it just everyone just dumping? Is that just what it is? I don't know. Is it that we're not seeing some cool stuff like this? Now, it's not like, it's just funny. Like, I don't know if you guys remember Tamagotchi. I don't even know if anyone's here, but I called it Pulsechain misfiring. I'll just check. I don't think anyone's here. Cool. I called it Pulsechain misfiring because what I experienced was very frustrating, and in the end, everything that I did, it made no sense as to why it began to work later. And I'm like, that logic doesn't add up to me, and I'm curious as to why. Because it's frustrating. Now, I really can't stand the sound of my voice. Alright, so get rid of that echo. Moving forward, we shall say, forgetting about the user experience of Pulsechain, forgetting about the inability to use some things, forgetting about almost random reasons why things at times will work and then won't work, and then at times will allow you to do something, then won't allow you to do something, and then at times duplicate the same shit, and then at times do XYZ for no apparent reason. It's getting a bit frustrating, right? Now, I don't know if anyone else is. Maybe it's just I'm just the lucky one, and I'm encountering all these things. But I can't help but think that if only this token. I don't even know what this is. This just looks really fun, right? Something I'd like to play with on my phone. It sounds juvenile-ish, but it looks interesting. It's based on a Tamagotchi style virtual pet, and I shouldn't even say these words or show this, because then like people out there might go and look into it. But to me, based on what I'm seeing on Pulsechain, it's kind of the idea. Now, whether or not, you know, then you start saying, oh, but you're shilling it because you're talking. No, it's interesting. I'm looking at it. I'm making a fucking video about it. I'm not telling anyone to go buy this stuff. I'm not even telling you how to do it. Like I said, I'm not telling you how to do XYZ. I'm telling you what took place with me on Pulsechain through PulseX was not a very good experience. And if it was someone else, they would have been yelling at me going, what the is going on with my money? Especially if it was larger amounts. Like, especially if it was larger amounts. Like it would not fly. But this is crypto, so no one cares, right? Alright. Cool. Now, since I'm getting old and cranky, as you can tell, and I'm a brokey. I think it's really time to just explain what it is I'm seeing in real time, and no fluffing it up, no coding it, making it sound good, because it's not, right? It's really not. And I wish it was better. It's like, why, how to explain it? It works really well for Hex, I think. But then if I go to do swaps, I can't do swaps. I can't do this. I can't do that. It's like, why am I bothered? Why was it? Why? Yeah, it saved on fees, but then if things don't work as smoothly, because I'm kind of I get irritated really easy about small things. Like, I can't watch my own shit. It's just awful. But just something to sit there for hours and hours and then drop. And I've never seen a system drop a transaction before. Like, it called it dropped. I'm like, okay. I don't run a validator, so I could have ran it through my own node or whatever. Maybe that would have been a smoother process. Maybe. And then multiple failures, and then multiple approvals, and then failures, and then failures, and then I go over to a different wallet, and it works fine. Okay, so either I got some weird buggy shit on the laptop, or or just it randomly just went crazy. Not a good experience, like I said, not a good experience. Then I come over, have a look around, and I see this. First thing I see, I won't mention what token or whatever, but then it's like, it sounds like it's going to be a Tamagotchi, and it sounds like then it goes on and shows this like kind of cool graphics, and then it says virtual pet craze in the 21st century, and they're just going back old school and having like old Tamagotchis, but then like a little like furry dog. I'm like, I can honestly see people doing this just for some fun, right? Dropping in some tokens, whether they have value or not, playing the game. Remember, you used to go to an arcade, drop in some coins, get some credits, whatever. Maybe it's the same thing. I don't know. Maybe people who develop this, maybe then because they develop it and then they get like a fund, as you see here. So looking at it from now the business lens, you go, okay, how do you play? Okay, so someone's raised funds from somewhere, and then they provide liquidity in the tokens, and it's going to be listed on exchanges, whatever. Maybe there's marketing, whatever, community rewards, and there's pre-sales, and so maybe some people make some money, usually the early adopters. So you could go around being early adopter to every single thing under the sun, probably taking 10x's left, right, and center, and outperforming some things that you absolutely love, and they've just let you down over and over and over and over again. Because the community, myself included, made it, and I didn't. That's basically what happened, right? And now it's like, okay, let's talk about the new shiny thing. It's like, oh, that sucks. No, I don't want to do that. But then here's me going, oh, I found this online and it looks really fun. But then you apply the business lens to it. It's like, oh, but also, while this looks fun, it's for profit. I was like people have designed this not for love. They probably made it because they figured out maybe they can make some money off it. Like, how much time and effort do you want to put into making something like this? If I could figure out how to make a game like this, and I had nothing else to do, and you get $1 million from doing this, right? That's not a bad endeavor, right? Versus being early in something like Hex, Pulsechain, Pulsechain, which could also allow you to do that, but maybe it's not as fun because it's not. At the end of it, you just have these big, large sums of money, and then you're like, I want to burn this shit. I'm sick of it. Fuck this shit. And then you see this and like, oh, I want to play the 8-bit Doge Tamagotchi. It's just, this is what I don't mind. This is what, if this is how crypto is going, fair enough. It's not gonna, hopefully it doesn't destroy the Binance chain. Well, that's pretty cheap, mind you. And if they can do stuff with L2s now, that's pretty cheap. And Gwei's pretty, like, it's down a bit. And also we have this other stuff being built, man. What do we do? What is Pulsechain doing? Merlin Chain got listed on some oddball, some largest exchange, and I'm like, How does Merlin chain get listed? No, not like disrespect to other, but how does that get listed? But then Pulsechain just got it completely ignored and caught legal battles. Like what the what? What reality? Clearly, I don't know what took place. Someone did something right or did something wrong. It makes you wonder. And then you see this and like, why isn't this being built on Pulsechain? You know, I would love to see this on Pulsechain. Not like a little arcade machine where you drop money and you just gamble on it. Like when you actually see, so I want to see the life cycle of these things. I hate to say it. I might have to do it with on a burn addy or something, and just be like, let's buy a Tamagotchi and let's feel it. You play to earn, so I've heard that before, which is I guess okay. There's some other shit like aluminum or I have no idea what that is. But it's like life is a Tamagotchi style virtual pet. Secure your tokens, pre-sale. To be honest, I'm like, maybe I should DCA into not just Hex and Pulsechain and Pulsex, even though that will most likely pump. But like, what if this thing pumps and then, you know, then the old saying is, oh, then where will I put it? I'd most probably put it in LP if I can actually then, you know, harvest the yield, and then which is I had no issues doing that, mind you. That to me that was working fine. It's almost like the whole chain's designed around that. They couldn't function doing swaps. I'm like, are these infinite pools really good? Are these other shit pools everywhere and all these bots doing everything? God knows what. Is this a really good, smooth experience? I don't know. Maybe it is. And then, again, I don't know anything, so feel free to critique. But it's just not the user experience. Like if I want to play this funny little game, you need to look after it, feed it, train it, play with it, navigate through Retro 20 games, and earn play tokens to pamper your. I mean, I just feel like as a mini game, I would possibly do this, and someone who's into crypto, I don't even know what crypto is anymore. I was gonna say, it feels like people are gonna jump on the political hype train and I don't know, somehow gain fame through following politics. I don't know. And I just feel like that was so 2016 for the Hexkins, Polskins planning on stealing that idea or something, or copying that idea, because apparently that's a new idea. I'm like, okay, where have I seen this before? Interesting. Interesting stuff, community. Interesting. Now, again, this is from a sick, twisted the lens I see the world through. Also, mainly Twitter stuff. Like Twitter's been, I've culled out a lot of stuff. Twitter, it is so quiet. It's like there's nothing on there. There's a little bit of funny memes and that's it. I've culled out all the hype train BS, eye stalking wallets and we're gonna go to the moon and shit. It's like, nah, I'm just gonna wait and go back and check some old wallets. Oh, look at that. Because imagine you go and look at you know, remember when you were mining 50 INC for, you know, 50 cents at a time and now it's worth like 30 million? Remember when you were mining hexes for, what's one hex, like pennies on the dollar, and now they're worth like $1 each? Remember Pulsechain when it was cheap? Remember Pulsex when there was an abundance of it? Now it's not like the token you have to like trade into to get out of the network, the wallet. Anyway, I felt like my wallet was like blacklisted or some shit. It was really weird. Yeah, the wallet still worked. I have no idea what was taking place. If another wallet comes out that's like this, I don't want to say it. If another wallet comes out, I'm gonna be like super hesitant, even though I know all the evil-ish stuff about Shapeshift and their monitoring, whatever. But I can't help but feel then you'll get something else and it'll just be crap and it won't work anywhere and no one will accept it and there'll be no gains, and then you just talk about and whinge about and cry about how you weren't adopted by the mainstream because the mainstream has all the good shit. So if you have a look at computer games, computer consoles, Some were adopted, some weren't. It's like if you have an inferior, like 3 consoles going up against each other, and one's inferior, and then you cry because you're being gatekept because no one's promoting it because all the good games are on the other console. It's like, hang on, so that's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like, oh, that's like, remember when computers weren't really gaming rigs and it was like, oh, only PlayStation, and then like gaming rigs came out. It's like, oh, these graphics cards and shit are crazy. People are like, nah, just get a gaming console. It's like, well, hang on, you're in two parties here. Which one is it? Imagine saying like you're the old school, like the Super Nintendo, 8-bit, it's the NES. Like, we're getting gatekept, man. No one's talking about us. No one's talking about the goddamn the Nintendo, this Nintendo Entertainment System. So we're being gatekept because they're all talking about the latest, like PS, whatever it is, up to 5, 6, I don't even know. Latest Xbox, the latest computer with the maddest graphics and all this shit and all the support and all that, And because I'm trying to play my games on the computer, I can't even get the right patches to work and install. And we're getting gatekept. That's what it is. It's not because it's inferior, it's because we're getting gatekept. I mean, look at the price. It's like, well, your shit's mad cheap. But then, some things become retro and they become more expensive. So maybe, just maybe, anyway. I don't know, people. Sorry, I'm not shilling this play Doge, but I'm pointing out that there is Doge first. What the fuck? If this is a world's first chain traveling Doge, it's like people came in and vampire attacked the Hexicans and just everything that worked, and they just like making their own. They're rolling with that marketing and they're just creating shit all over. They're crushing everything. Oh, and then it's weird because then they get the backing of like Binance and they get the listings and everything. And then once you're on these platforms and people say, well, we don't need XYZ, we don't need XYZ. It's like, if you have a certain game console and no one in where the people buy it from, like Amazon in the online retail area, and then no one in the physical retail area stocks your shit, how are people going to get it? Oh, they have to figure it out. So yeah, but it's like, easier if it's just more accessible. So I don't know. Remember when we tried to get Hex onto Coinbase? No, nothing. Okay. And now 2024, it's all about crypto politics, and I don't think that's as popular as these funny little games because I think people are going to buy in, AP, and get in early, make some profits, and then if the game's actually fun, it's a win-win, or they might just play around with it and get lucky and it goes up, maybe, or it goes up and then down, death spiral, which is a lot of tokens do, I guess, over time. But I mean, this honestly looks kind of fun, and if it's like I like the idea. Now we've come this far, we see like audits, we see like I don't know if you call it the blueprint from the Hexicans or whatever, the blueprint of Hex. Hex, like real DeFi, and gave all these good ideas to people to like look after your. I think that's the best thing that came out of Hex, other than people that may have got insanely rich, because I'm yet to be insanely rich. Pulsechain was also good, but I think that was one of the best things that came out. I think it was the safety aspect, mainly from various. Go back and look at the chats and streams from like earlier, before Hex was released, around the release time, around the AA time. It's really good stuff there, not your keys, not your coins. It's been adopted hugely. These communities coming in and attacking everyone, like a bot attack is widely used now. I personally think all different communities are doing it. There's all different sub communities within Pulsechain. There's all different. They even call themselves like Binanceans and shit like that. I've seen all sorts of stuff. I'm like, this is like stemming from like real DeFi, and this is like not to take credit myself or anything like that. I'm just like things that I've noticed, right? It's really interesting. I mean, it's a really good thing, but it's just like I said. I wish then some of this funny stuff would end up on Pulsechain, and make it playable, and then you would get that adoption. But I don't know what it's gonna take. Like, is it gonna take? Is it gonna take Pulsechain to be like really expensive, and then oh no, like a million Pulse is like it is like $1 million now. A million Pulse is like $10 million now. Oh no, and the fees are like like 10-20 bucks. It's like people will be like crying and screaming, but the users and the holders and the adopters will be like, holy wow, like the wow signal. They did that radio telescope. Now, what have we got? Dogeverse. What is it? Dogeverse chain is now. If I'm betting, so this, and this is coming to Binance. I guess is it a real chain if it's on Binance? I guess it is. Audit white paper. I mean, I like the audit stage. Good, whatever. Binance Day Connect wallet. What the how? And this is like, is Pulsechain stuttering? Is it misfiring? Is it being left in the dust? What is going on, people? What is actually going on? Are we, is this the timeline? Maybe this is the timeline where we just create faces are frozen, looks so weird. Maybe this is the timeline where we just no one talks about Pulsechain, PulseX and Hex and the farms and all the amazing stuff that it's doing. Although the really annoying things it does. And it's like everyone just moves on to the shiny new thing. I'm not saying people will take their capital from there and like send it far and wide. I'm saying if you're a new person to crypto, right, maybe Hex, Pulsechain, PulseX isn't the shiny new thing on the block anymore because people had to wait for 2 years. It already feels old before it even came out. It's like the underdog, I guess. And now we're seeing Seal. It's like South Park graphics. Come on, this is the funniest shit. The chubby seal who taking a deep dive into Solana Sea. It's like meme on meme on meme. Oh my god. This is funny. This is like mad funny in crypto. And like crypto's being, it's like full serious, man. It's like full serious, bro. It's like, it's Solana. Play Doge, or like Tamagotchis. And Dogeverse. This is the threat to the entire financial system. This is what dangerous people use crypto, that use Dogeverse and Play Doge and so Solana and Pulsechain and Hex. All this, we need to change the entire laws because of this. GameFi. Oh, game. Okay, what's GameFi? Please don't be like the roll dice. The casino token. Bro. I was actually thinking that how fun would a gambling site? I'm not even sure like the legalities or whatever. Just a gambling site that's not rigged, like an actual gambling site. Just tend to forget, but then it's like, how random can random be? Because once you figure out the algorithm, maybe it's not random. But that's pretty fascinating. And then we've got 99 Bitcoins. Are you serious? What is this? They have. They've got their own token now. Oh my god, look at it. This is like reminding me of the ICO phase back in 2017. But the difference is now people have learned, I think this is what happened. People have learned that instead of stealing everyone's money and then becoming like a FBI's most wanted or something, or like becoming an enemy of the state, having like hit teams after you and shit, maybe people thought, oh, maybe we can just build stuff, actually good stuff, and make money off of it. Because I feel like that's what Play Doge is kind of like. I have no idea. And you hope, but then you hope that this is actually something, and it's not sending your money to something that disappears, because it could be. You know, it could be. And it's like, well, gambling. You know how good it goes when you go to the casino. Usually, you get an airdrop though. Everyone loves airdrops. Learn to earn with. See, if you had like just money to muck around with and have some fun, maybe that's what you do instead of just buying like. Instead of buying an experience on Pulsechain and getting like raged at because people are like, what's going on with my money? Why is my shit broken? What is going on? What is going what is going on? And you're like, okay, what is going on? And look at it like, I have never seen this ever before. Dropped. Failed, dropped, failed. There was only a one drop, but I actually said, I bet you it drops, doesn't get picked up. And I actually said drop, I've never seen that before. I said, I'm not gonna like, I don't know how to teach about network fucking stability. That make shit doesn't shit doesn't drop. And just like maybe it's like two narratives. Okay, so is it evil to play ball with a system that's working completely fine, something like Shapeshift, although it's tracking it's tracking and tracing you, bro? It's like, well, I remember like some founders pointing out, it's like, oh, it sounds like everything's tracking and tracing you, bro. It's like, yeah, but then you get some interesting ads. It's like, that's ooh. And then also some people are like, oh, maybe you can just, if you're really that worried about it, just do some other shit that's not really you. Like look up oranges or something. How do I eat oranges in the middle of like crypto? I don't know. It's like, well, maybe this evil CBDC that's coming, it's like, it's probably already here. But then this evil KYC everywhere anyway, so like, what are you hiding? And then the people are like, don't pay taxes. Okay, fine. I never said that. I'm pretty sure in countries like US, like IRS, some of the agents have like guns and shit. It's like, why do they have guns? They actually enforce their shit over there. So I don't know. Maybe you want to like be smart in that and like learn how to work within it and take advantage of all the shit. I don't know. Or you just want to move to Antarctica and just go off the grid. It's become like, who cares? Like, Bitcoin pre-sale is live. It's like, now what? It's just, I'm pretty sure they figured out maybe they'll buy it and you buy it and then it goes up and you sell it, makes a profit. Or you buy it and you sit on it and then 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 you sit on it a bit more and it's down 90, like a lot, because people that didn't sit on it for as long took all the money, took all the value. It's like, then why do some people get annoyed at other people? Because they perceive that they took all the value and they perceive that they're building all the stuff to then help you. It's like, but then isn't that like being subject to your captor? Isn't that Stockholm syndrome? Like through that lens? I mean, it just might be. Now, what else? I'm just talking to myself here, so that's fine. What else? We got ETA. Interesting. Play to earn adventure. This must be the latest trend. It's like, give us money. As it goes up, we disperse it. And everyone will be happy. Because we're not doing a sacrifice. We're not going to copy some other shit. Someone, oh my god, ETARC. The Sri Lankan taxi game. See, if it's an actual game and you can earn money, like not large amounts, I'd imagine, but if you can earn some money it's functional, it's like, oh, I'm going to have some fun on this crypto stuff. Maybe, just maybe, you know, maybe it's alright. Maybe we'll do it. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like look at this shit. Imagine GTA Online, but like just powered by crypto. And like as you earn all your money, and you steal other people's money or do jobs or whatever, and you can cash out that crypto, but it's worth like it'd be worth nothing because there'll be so much of it. That would be. I would play that. I would do that. There was Second Life had that at one stage. I was running around collecting these tokens. I could not find them. I was like, this. My computer was so bad as well. I wonder if that's still a thing. Second Life. I have to look that up. Now, and that was old shit. Second Life. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Come on, I just want to see new, innovative tech. Honestly, stuff that makes me laugh, have some fun. Forget about the doom and gloom of politics. Oh my god, because that's connected to. Oh my god, I don't want to go there. And yeah, it's bad to rub your eyes. You get germs in that way. With my antibacterial wipes, a sanitizing cream. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, why not? Who cares at this point, right? Who cares? I'm not seeing no community. I'm not seeing nothing. It's gone. He's gone. We've frittered away, as far as I can tell. And we've got new people. I don't know who they are. They don't know who I am. It's cool because they're growing, which is fine. They can continue to grow. That's cool. And I would sit back and get my popcorn out. I don't even know where that came from. Where did I steal that term from? I'm pretty sure I stole it from someone, and they would have stolen it from me. It has to be. There's no way I'm the progenitor of that. The progenitor of fucking information. Oh my god. Yep. So 2024, we've come a long way since 2017. 84. Like 7 years. 7 years? And we finally got, it's taken us 7 years and we finally got our E-Tuck-Tuck game. We can cruise around the city, earn some points, maybe. I don't know. I can finally lose my money to crypto. Oh, that never happened before. That never happened with my fucking Litecoins. But I did make some money and I played like gambling for hours and hours. I had hours and hours and hours of fun, I gotta admit. But then the website disappeared. I'm like, what's going on with this? And then learn to earn. What do you mean learn to earn? Learn to earn. Launching a new learn to earn token. Learn Bitcoin is designed to reward individuals for learning about cryptocurrency. The classic. Huh. So we like a big ass Coinbase when they had little payouts and you learn to earn. 79 hours. Dude. I'm going to be a pro. I never even did that course I was going to do. There's a course you can do, crypto expert. That would be good to add to my existing CV at the current point in time. Well, relative to any professional field. I want to see what this shit looks like on chain, man. It's like, so you used money, real money that you worked for and earned, or got it somehow. and then you bought Binance, a reputable thing that was once like dollars, like $4 or some shit, and there's now like close to $800, $900. But of course, you know, L1s never do any good, like, usually, of course, that survive. And that's been around for a bit, and now we're seeing some lag, and then so now you want to buy something called Play Doge with your Binance. There's serious tax consequences for this. You're gonna be sitting and be like, yeah, so I bought some cash, and then I got some Binance, and then I bought some Play Doge. And I played a little Tamagotchi game. And then because I've got Play Doge, I don't know, would you stake it? What did you do? You bought you bought a character in the game? I bought a character in the game with my Play tokens. It's not worth anything because I can't sell the damn thing. But then, maybe you can sell it. But then I earned some more Play tokens. So it's like, so you derived income of an amount more than you put in by buying some Binance and then buying another token and then buying a character with it and then playing games. So yes, that is my job. So you, for a living, you take your and then you take your fucking and then you take your then you take your tokens that you've earned and you reverse it back out to the real world. And they're like, where did this money come from? Like, all right, so what I did, I bought fiat, and I bought this token, and I bought another token, and then I bought a character, and then that character in the digital world made this other token appear, and that's where this money came from. So it's like, and this is how you became a millionaire. Yes, correct, 100% correct. Shit. And so you go to some big fancy deals. Like, so what do you do for a living? So I built this thing online, and then it did this other thing, and then like it just made all this money, and it just keeps making all this money. I have no idea how to explain it. Yeah, that's what I do for a living. Mm-hmm. If I want, I can just burn it. And this is the stuff that's like real serious, and like this is the US. The politicians are basing their entire future of the US is based on Play Doge. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm supposed to believe that. All right, cool story. But the way that people now look at Biden is the exact same, similar to the lens, or his own party is now looking at him like people were trying to explain 4 years ago. And those same people now in the mainstream, who follow the mainstream media, who follow the news, you know, the normal talking points, that even they are starting to recognize that they made some mistakes in certain policies. This politician's not looking so hot right now. He looks a bit, you know, confused, dazed. His cognitive abilities are a bit below average, possibly. But I'm not saying, you know, anything else other than that. And then it's going to take a long, slow process for the people who thought so highly of him, and so thought and who thought they were so correct about everything because they only listened to the mainstream media, and the correct government sources basically were force-fed everything. And now with the not inception, but the injection of Trumpy, of a successful businessman, whether you believe that or not, and he happened to be a good character to base a reality TV show around. So now we have the injection of a character like that to lead a country, which has been done before, mind you. I think it was I can't think of the name. You guys know what I'm talking about. The US president who was actually an actor. And basically, those people are going to come to the realization, because the people that already knew this pointed out that he looks a bit old, and maybe there wasn't side effects, you know, for some treatments. Those people know their shit already, right? Wrongfully, rightfully, they went out and discovered this. This is their opinion. Everyone said, "No, you're crazy. You're fucking conspiracy theorist. What the fuck is wrong with you?" Right? But 4 years later, 8 years later, 4 years later, 4 years later, those same people are now who didn't like the conspiracy theorists because they were conspiracy theorists, or they were just different, you know. Maybe they're into that stupid Play Doge stuff. Now I can see Bitcoin at like some ungodly amount, although it's not at all-time highs. Ethereum at godly, unholy amounts, although not at all-time highs. BNB at some unholy amount relative to what it was. And had they paid attention early on, in the early days, they might have been like a Max Kaiser right now, not giving a fuck, right? But instead, they're still in their 9 to 5. The paradigm hasn't changed at all. Same old, right? But then they're realizing, oh shit, AI's just been dropped. It's not, I don't even know how to use it yet. Who are these people using? And they think AI is just ChatGPT. It's like, it's been around for a long fucking time, people have pointed out. It's like, it's been around for a long time, but now the fact that people can see it in ChatGPT, they're blown away by it. It's like, well, what do you think Tesla is? It's not a fucking car company or battery company. It's a chip manufacturing. It's a research and development company, basically. What do you think's coming there? Which is fine, like through AI. And then these people are like, fuck, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I need to learn how to use AI. Maybe I need to learn how to use maybe crypto. I don't know. crypto, but they'll type in what is crypto and they'll explain to them and they'll go, oh shit, holy shit, I didn't know that. And then they'll see, oh crap, maybe it's good to listen to other people's point of view. Maybe it's good because, you know, they might give you some opposing views so we're not sort of herded like led by the Pied Piper of sort, which is whatever your news outlet may be. Because think about it, if I only listen to anything, only one particular podcast every single day, that is my source of truth, right? If I don't listen to anything else, then of course I'm going to have a left-right brain. I'm going to be like, no. This is, wait, no, this is, and then you fight over. That's how they keep everyone divided. This is why I think we just have to be better than the fucking all the bullshit that we see. And so I think Pulsechain, the community, Hexkins, whatever, like I don't even think we're Hexkins anymore. I don't know what we are. We haven't changed from the beginning. Some people got rich, some people didn't, some people and anywhere in between, right? But now we can look around and we can get, well, I learned about what's good in crypto, what's real DeFi, what's not, and I can recognize the difference. Well, some people were around with the ICO craze, and I can recognize, you know, like what is a scam and what isn't. Well, we can sort of see the trends. Some people were around even earlier, like 2011, and they heard about Bitcoin, and they're like, that shit's too hard. And maybe they're going to be kicking themselves going, I wish I knew more back then. You know, I wish I was buying those. I don't remember how the hash rate was going back then, but I remember the little key sticks, and it's like, you need one to mine, and it's like, well, they need two, they need 10. Oh shit. And it's like, oh, they need GPU, they need CPU. See, I wish I was around then, but I didn't pay attention. So maybe I should have. So it's funny because these people, as I was trying to explain before, these people who said, nah, Biden's the best, gonna make your country better, nah, crypto shit. Then now they're gonna be going, hang on, technology good, being logical good, being youthful good, and maybe having a well, the shit show that they've experienced over the last 4 years ever since COVID took place, maybe they don't want that anymore. But I don't think that voting like A or B is the way to solve something, especially when A and B is the same side of the same coin. They're both a side of the same coin. But maybe, just maybe, it'll allow people to go, okay, maybe we should listen to some of this other stuff. Maybe there's some validity there. Maybe they have some points, maybe they don't. You know, and then you're able to better tell when someone's full of shit, when someone has a complete agenda, when someone's bought and paid for, and when someone's speaking openly from the heart, wrongly or rightfully so. Like, maybe they'll be able to discern that. And I guess pulling it right back towards cryptocurrency, maybe people can say, okay, this is good, this is bad. This is usually what takes place in cryptocurrency. Early adopters, founders get rich. Be wary of things that aren't real. Be wary of the ICOs. Be wary of the sacrifices that were like copies of something which was unique, because, you know, it could end in tears. And with that understanding, because it's not so much like be careful of Bitcoin. It's like, okay, Bitcoin's Bitcoin, and then basically why everything like copied or made it better, or Ethereum, you know, can do things Bitcoin can't. And DeFi came around in 2017, 18. I can't remember when I first read that. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Connect my wallet. Ugh. And I was just like connecting it everywhere, losing money everywhere. And so it's like, maybe this time people will understand. It's not like the election, but maybe they'll go, okay, well, just because the news says something doesn't mean I have to follow that, because this is my personal thoughts and I've looked into what each person actually represents. And maybe I have a position where I don't like any of them. I want to be independent, right? And I can fuck both of them, and I don't care. Or maybe I'm in a position where, you know, this person likes whatever and this person likes whatever. That's what I'm going to base my, you know, maybe it's better for myself locally to get involved, to make change in the real world. We can actually, this sounds stupid, but I was like at the other place and there was something broken, and it was government owned. I'm like, so I sent them an email. I'm like, yo, shit's broken, fix. They fixed it, and it was good. I'm like, maybe that's a better way of approaching how to fix what is within your control, or understanding where to go to get something fixed, or understanding where to go to learn about this sort of stuff. Maybe ChatGPT, maybe some AI stuff. Because the old system's not completely broken. It's given some pretty good benefits, but I think we're moving to a different time of like a different. We are living in the future, and I think where people are able to escape from what feels like a prison to some, might be a heaven to others. If people are able to just question this, maybe it can bring about some sort of change. It might not bring about world peace, but if we could have enough people, instead of following orders blindly, like they did in, say, World War II in the camps, or following things blindly like they did during the CV pandemic, and then everyone later on looking back going, hang on, oh shit, now we got to listen, and now we can see what our biases enhanced, because we were saying no when there was some issues, when we were doing some things wrong, and we could have made change back then at that point, but we didn't. So now we can see, moving forward in the future, maybe we don't follow that playbook because bad things could happen. Maybe you can apply that to crypto. Okay, maybe I don't sacrifice all my money for this project. Maybe I don't sacrifice all my money for Play Doge. Maybe I don't buy into Play Doge at all. Maybe I wait till it comes out and just enjoy it for what it is. Or maybe you go around chasing tornadoes, like that movie Twister, and hopefully you don't get wrecked, right? I don't know. I was just thinking of that because there's a new movie was like showing in my YouTube feed. I never actually watched that movie. It looks insane. So what do you do for a living? I chase twisters. What do you do for a living? I chase potential rug pulls and scams on the internet and through anonymous developers and potentially lose all my money multiple times and now bankrupt. Which one is more crazy? Now, I'll close out very soon because I don't think anyone's actually here. Reagan, yes, Reagan, that is the one. I'm pretty sure he was a yeah, probably. I'm just sort of, I was going through what's the too long didn't read? Too long didn't read is, there is a lot of stuff going on in the world, and you always find through your biases, not normal biases, when you look long enough for something, you find something to validate what you're thinking. So if I look around long enough and I say cryptocurrency is the answer to world peace, cryptocurrency will bring about world peace, I know this to be true, and I can look around and find all these examples of it, doing positive things. Almost self-reinforced, I can't remember what it's called. But if everyone does that and they have their own sort of take on the world in that light, they'll forever think they're right, they're correct about everything. And they'll forever have opposing views because no one's perfect. No one will understand everything. No one can predict the future. And if we continue like this, we continue down the same path. And this path has generally been somehow, us the little guys have kind of been trodden on by the big guys, and not like crypto terms, but in terms of, we allowed terrible things to take place over and over and over and over and over and over again. I think without becoming like insane people and like rioting in the streets, like, through civil unrest, although sometimes it's like, well, maybe it's going to take that. But it's like, well, without, sort of calling for that sort of insanity, uncontrollable anarchy, it's like maybe there's a way where we can just question a lot more, listen a lot more, and come to more informed, logical decisions. Whether that be through your money, whether that be through your finances, whether that be through your life choices. I don't know. I just don't know. But it feels like we're kind of entering this tipping point, and it's either going to be insanity or it's going to be sort of this utopia. I'm leaning more toward utopia because I've stepped right back from any media, basically, whether mainstream or not, because quite often that's opposing views, which is fine, and then you sort of try and find the more logical one or space in between. And then you kind of realize it doesn't really affect you, because what affects you most is your ability to earn. What affects you most is what's around you locally. Like, are your roads safe? Do you have rampant crime in your area? Do you feel safe walking around your city? You know, is it a nice place to live? Is it a nice place to raise kids? Is there sufficient education? Is there a future? Like, that stuff might be more important, right? And so instead of worrying about all this insanity that you can't control, and you somehow form factions and turn into fucking hexagons, look where that sort of took everyone. That's a prime example. Losing track of, I think, what was something to keep us all financially free, then we will just forever be chasing our tail. That's basically it. That's all this stream was. That's pretty much it. Like I said, I honestly might have a look at some of this silly stuff. I won't do it live on stream because it's like, oh, you're shilling. It's like, no, I'm pointing out that I had some issues. And also I wish Pulsechain would fix the shit, because I had some, I don't know if you saw it, or have you had what's it called, any issues or used Pulsechain and Pulsex, but I had like this, it was like a drop transaction. I've never seen it before. Did all this shit, and then for some reason it just worked. I'm like, none of it logically made sense why it didn't work, so I'm yet to understand why. Like I said, don't run validator or nothing like that, so don't have the know-how, but it's extremely frustrating to see that when we see on crypto news. I don't even know what, I just saw a link in my X account. It's like 6 new listings on Binance, so you assume they might blow up a little bit, and then they go through different sort of things, and it's like, well, maybe they're all, in the end, they're all for business. I reckon the people that create this are doing this for money. They do make some monetary gain out of it, I would imagine. That's why they're doing it, which is amazing. So that's what I think is that's what I think is happening with Pulsechain, which is okay. I don't think people outside of Pulsechain are coming in too much, and also I think a lot of people maybe feel rubbed the wrong way because they didn't get as much gains as they wanted to, and then they see people building. It's like, oh, hang on, where did you get this money? Blah blah blah. And, you know, the jealousy kicks in, the envy, lust, greed, all that shit. And like, because honestly, that would happen. It's like I see some of my stuff and I'm thinking, well, hang on, you know, you're doing this for money clearly, but for some reason, that's, you know, I'm looking more critically at that within a community which I guess like dwell, where I lurk in the shadows, but yeah, then I see this Play-Doh, and I'm not going, oh, these assholes are like building this game because like they got all this money from somewhere and they're gonna make this funny game. I'm looking at this going, well, hang on. I kind of like the funny graphics. It reminds me of like what, Nintendo, like Super Nintendo maybe, or Tamagotchis, and I kind of want to play it. That's the way I'm looking at this, without that lens of like, oh, it's from a developer within Pulsechain. Fuck that. Like, it's really weird. And I sort of went on about just what I think, how I think the world's sort of trending, and I want to ignore it this time around. Because, like I said, it's going to be very 2016-ish, I reckon. But like I said, when it comes back to hexagons, it was a unique thing that took place with Hex and 10,000 Hex. Will it happen again? I don't know. And it's like the same thing with the whole, when the time Trump won the first time. I was like, it might happen again, yeah, cool. If it doesn't, if it does, then what? It's like the same thing over and over. It's like you've won that little battle, but then you still haven't won the war about how do we actually get, I guess, financially free. And then once you get financially free, it's like you're still not financially free, because if you have a look at the tax brackets here in Australia, oh my god, there's no incentive for you to ever escape. Your incentive is like to forever be a worker bee, because they need the worker bees. Like, look at this. This is insane. This one here. I'm like, so if you are 190,000 over, it's like you're 45. You're paying 51,000 outright. It's automatically down to what, 140, give or take, and then every dollar over that is 45 cents on the dollar. That is not encouraging. If you're making like 10 million a year in your business, I guess you're taxed a different rate. But I'm saying, say you're an individual person, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get this kick-ass job. I was like, where's the incentive? So you can gauge roughly, like, I know how to explain this. You could, like, could it be possible to live a very happy life on nil tax? Maybe, just maybe, right? Maybe, depending on how you structure your shit, like legally. But and it's like you earn up to 45,000, you pay all this tax, right? It's like, okay, cool. You're a bit more comfortable. You would be, but depending on your situation, right? Because what if you have no debt? Then you have the up to 135 gets a bit more harsh again. You're paying more tax, but it gets to the point. It gets to the point where you get like what's it called? One of like several phones ringing. I don't fucking know which one's ringing. Oh yeah, it's the president of the United States ringing. He's telling me to shut up because you might wake up too many minds, and then all of a sudden people will figure out how to live financially free and grow the food they need and build their own houses, and but then they realize that they have to pay a tax for everything. But yeah, it just doesn't look like it wants us to escape. Like, not a lot of people are getting over the 190. Like, yeah, there's some professions, but you have to do XYZ to get there, or you have to work really hard. It's just, I don't feel like we're designed to ever escape this, like, matrix, whatever you want to call it. I don't feel like we're designed to, like, maybe crypto does help, but it's not going to give you like 190,000 a year. It might. Some things might. Don't get me wrong, but it might not. And you look at the jobs, like, oh man, you're getting these jobs. Oh, I better go. But you're getting these jobs. You have no life. You have no life. You're like, I actually got, I don't know. All right. Well, I'll go. Thank you, Finbear, for tuning in. Yeah. All right. One day, people. One day. One day I will escape. And you'll no longer hear from me.